for it to come back. Hi, everybody. Quick announcement. We just had a little error. Well, I did on StreamYard where the whole screen went black and I got a something went wrong message. So if I get dropped off, hopefully you guys stay on and then I can get back in. Hopefully, knock on wood, it doesn't happen again. Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Do you guys have any special announcements or anything you want to, before we start off?
Just a reminder for booking readings with me, go to my website, www.jenlintarot.com. Availability of times will show in your time zone, and your confirmation emails will also show in your time zone. We're doing a fundraiser next Sunday at 1 Eastern, 12 Central with Linda G for Feeding America.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? Johnny looks pensive over there. Like,
I believe Tony is doing a fundraiser for Haiti either Monday, that following Monday, or the next Monday.
Yeah, it'll either be Sunday of Labor Day weekend or next Monday, I think. But watch for a posting on Shining Hawks Healings.
And it'll be on my channel because you have to have a certain amount of subscribers to do a fundraiser. But it'll be her fundraiser, and she'll still be the host of it and all that. It'll just be on my channel. That Sunday, too, of the fundraiser, we will be on my channel that night with Lena Rodriguez from Tarot Down Under. So we'll be live in the afternoon for the fundraiser and live at night for our regular Sunday thing.
Which reminds me, you should shoot Lena a reminder email since she's so far ahead of us time-wise.
She's in the future.
Yeah, let her know the invite's coming from you.
And I see Peggy Breen in the chat. Hello. And PS and Puff. Hello. 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 So that's it. That's all the announcements?
Yes.
That's it? All right. Okie dokie.
Oh, and, Becca did a grand tableau on Clark. What's his name?
Jeffrey Clark.
Jeffrey Clark. Check that out. Interesting.
You know what, though? I went back and I looked at it. The tower is far away from him, but he's got lilies under his feet in the house of Fox. That's a misdemeanor. Can I get you all to read on that to see if there's going to be charges brought? Because just because of how far it lands from him, the closest thing to him is a misdemeanor. Which I don't even know how that could be because he was involved in the phone calls.
Yeah, that's more than just a misdemeanor. I'm going to ask, does he have any charges coming?
Because when I was looking at Tower, I was seeing like 2. But then I was like...
And those emails, which showed up in the Grand Tableau. All his emails.
Jeffrey Clark.
Jeffrey Clark, sir.
From the Deputy Attorney General. He was supposed to be over environmental stuff, but he got involved in election stuff. And
well, he was trying to get Trump's to out Rosen so he can.
What's it mean for him?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna hurt you.
Any charges coming?
Hi, Lori. I see Lori in the chat.
Somebody asked me, and I want to clarify, how many cards do I pull? Because I don't read traditional, Celtic crosses. I do the center of the Celtic cross, and then I pull cards, and I keep pulling as long as I'm getting a story out of it, as long as my intuition's telling me keep pulling. So I read a little bit differently from most people, and I stop when I feel like that's the end of the story.
Oh, okay. File that away for knowledge, people.
And that's for the future placements. Like I get this whole story.
I get that there's, yes, to answer the question, there is a charge. The Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. Temperance and Lovers, this is more along the lines of not a coalition, but I'm going to use that word. There's a bigger group here that is being caught up in something. There is a scheme to place pressure. There was a scheme to divert, to gaslight, to defend something that he shouldn't have. There will be an investigation though with the Hermit card. Like this, it starts with a little something just to get him, sort of in the system. Like here he is now. Now we got a open line to him to talk and whatever else. And then there's a further investigation, which is probably already underway. But there's a further investigation into him too. But yes, I see a small chart, something to sort of get him in the system, and then they keep going after that.
I get the same thing, and there's a woman that's going to do it. So probably one of the women underneath the garland. Yeah, big changes coming for you because you tried to say Trump was the victor, and you get the tower, and this is your legacy. This is what you'll be remembered for. Way to screw up your career. Way to lose your law license. You're going to court. There's a variety of things they're looking at him. I'm getting conspiracy also. Thank you, T. Mary. Conspiracy, working together with people to burden the election, not accepting the results, trying to shift votes, vote tampering. It's doing stuff for Trump as an emissary for the king. I get, also promoting the big lie, trying to manipulate things. So yeah, he may be looking at jail time here. There's at least 2 charges, at least, but conspiracy is going to spread out because I'm getting like there's a bigger investigation that they're going to charge in on, and it leads to new things and investigations, and there's a very strong case that's going to court. There's also a whistleblower. Somebody's going to tell on him. Yeah,
I think they all ran into the Senate Judiciary Committee and we're like, we didn't do it. Here's all the dirt. I and the other guy.
I was scrambling before we started, to get a new deck because my deck was swollen from humidity, and I thought I was missing the King of Swords. So I put another King of Swords in. I get 2 King of Swords. So he's got 2 charges. He's getting 2 court things.
Okay, can we jump right into the petty? Please.
Oh, I live there, so I'm already there.
You live there? Okay.
Y'all.
I got my boots on. Okay, tug them up.
Put on your petty boots and get out your tinfoil hats, people, because this one's good. Okay, so the Russian GRU is trying to capitalize on the COVID vaccine misinformation because the longer we stay with unvaccinated people, the more the disease spreads, the worse it does off for our economy, yada, 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 yada. Well, they are now trying to push a new conspiracy that the vaccines will turn you into chimpanzees. I
don't have a chimpanzee card. What would that look like?
That's the new conspiracy they're trying to push. So is this new conspiracy going to spread that the vaccines will turn you into chimpanzees?
Johnny, what's the chimpanzee card?
Page 1s.
Oh my God. So will the chimpanzee conspiracy theory...
That's little creature and tree at the same time.
I'm missing one card in my deck, and I don't know what it is. Apparently, it doesn't need to be seen tonight.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, ask one more time. Ask the question. Okay.
Will the Russian-backed propaganda conspiracy theory that COVID vaccinations turn you into chimpanzees, will it spread?
Now, let me just interrupt a second. When was it? Friday, Becca was texting us videos of her trying to get a metal spoon to stick to the because supposedly, according to the Quackanoners, it magnetizes you, and the spoon kept clunking to the floor.
I was so pissed because there's theories that it'll make you magnetic. and you'll glow in the dark. And I'm like, why can I have those superpowers? Why am I not Magneto? And why do I not glow in the dark? I'm
Ask your question again.
I'm sorry. The Russian conspiracy that COVID vaccinations will turn you into a chimpanzee. Will it spread? Like, is it going to take root and people believe it? So will people believe that COVID vaccines will turn you into a chimp?
There's an interesting article on, I think it was CNN, a correlation between mental illness and Trump QAnon supporters. Yes. That was really interesting.
Yes.
So that's what I get. The 5 of Wands and the 8 of Swords. No, it won't spread. The 8 of Swords is captivity. The 5 of Wands would be your, oh Lord. There's the garbage that falls out of their mouth type of thing. But no, that sort of stays there. However, those who are susceptible to such a thing have already attached themselves to it, with the Page of Cups being the naive person, the Temperance, people who may be a little bit more non-balanced in the head. The 4 of Pentacles, they already got it. Like, they believe it totally, completely. Now, here's the problem. If you can get a celebrity to repeat it, more people will believe it. So if you can get the
Kid Rock,
Porky Pig guy, that's what they call him. But what is it? Glenn Beck and the Alex Jones and those type of people. If you can get them to start repeating this type of garbage, then it can spread a little bit more, but it's not going to be widespread because they're going to come up with a new one tomorrow.
It's like, ask questions, people, investigate, do something. It's like, there will be some support from this, and there will be people in government that will be supporting this. The marginalized that feel out in the cold. It's like, oh, look, something new. Even though it's a lie, it will stick in their heads and rattle around and rattle around. So because they are not mentally balanced, it will, this plan will change some people's perspectives. And, I guess this is, the monkey. I don't know.
The monkey. The devil's the monkey.
It's like, oh my gosh, so they're watching and waiting to see, who's going to turn first. I get a yes card on it. I get yes.
Oh dear God, I get that there's perhaps men in higher positions that may try to push this some way, shape, or form for the base, because that's where they're comfortable.
Got to get that celebrity.
Got it. Yep. Speaking of, Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, and Tucker Carlson are now pushing ivermectin all over Fox News. Ivermectin is a horse dewormer.
Well, the one that the QAnoners are using is the horse or the cattle dewormer. Thank you.
Which is the ivermectin. Ivermectin. So Sean Hannity, Laura Ingraham, and Tucker Carlson are all pushing ivermectin to their audience over at Fox News or Faux News as an alternative and a cure for COVID. So you don't have to take the vaccine, because we don't know what's in the vaccine, but we know what's in the horse dewormer. So Mississippi reported 70% rise in cases to poison control because people are going to their local, feed store and buying horse dewormer and just taking it.
Yep, going to Tractor Supply and stocking up.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the pharmacy or the doctor to get a shot. I want to go to the hardware store and the feed store to go get horse.
Because the president that had a tractor pull inauguration said, go to Tractor Supply and get you some ivermectin.
Ivermectin. So are they going to get sued again I mean, what's their deal? Do they just like being sued? Like, do they have so much money that they just want to just keep paying lawsuits every few months because they're spewing bullcrap that's putting people at danger?
Thank you. More paper, please.
See, but here's my thing. In oh God. In the slight oh God, that's backing up on me. In the slight defense of Fox News, they are not doctors giving medical advice. They are pundits telling you that don't take the Democratic hoax vaccine from the drugstore, go down and horse dewormer, though. I mean, that's worse than the fish tank cleaner.
Well, Johnny, the guy did take the wife and husband did take the fish tank cleaner stuff. Yeah. The husband died and the wife was seriously ill.
She almost bought the farm too.
Because Laura Ingraham, according to that book, I Alone Can Fix It, she's the one that got in Trump's ear about hydroxychloroquine and was sending doctors to meet with him because she was pushing the hydroxychloroquine.
Horse dewormer. How do they ever get out of the bathroom to go to the hospital to get treated?
Where do you make the connection that, no, let's not take the vaccine that thousands and hundreds and thousands of people have taken and not died. No, let me take not even aspirin, Tylenol, some horse dewormer. Where do you make that jump to? I don't understand that part.
That's going to evacuate everything in your body for years. If you live through it.
And what makes you think you have a parasite?
You know, these people, they don't trust science, but where do they go when they come down with COVID? They go to the hospital, to the emergency room. It's like,
just like the Bible says, this will protect me from COVID. Well, do you go to the church when you end up sick with COVID? No, your ass is at the hospital. So where's your Jesus? Because last time I checked, Jesus don't live in the hospital. He lives in the church.
Jesus didn't have COVID, and if he did, he would have went to the doctor.
Well, will Fox News get sued again for ivermectin? Will Fox News be sued for ivermectin?
I get no. Well, I don't get no, per se. I just don't get sued. The 3 of Wands and the 4 of Wands, there's some sort of in-house protection. They can't say this without some sort of guideline in place. The 6 of Pentacles and the Strength, the problem is this was taken seriously. Because this is where people get their news and this is where people get their advice. And 4 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, and the Knight. Here's my thing too. Never mind the reading. It is what it is. I don't think they're getting sued, but here's my thing. You're killing off your viewership and your voter base. Above all else, never mind the Democratic hoax and all that. To that which I say that, life is precious. I wish death upon no one. Maybe, of course, the evil people in the world like the Jong-uns and Putins and things. But if you are going to hurt somebody, then it's nice you're doing it to your own people.
Yep. In your own herd.
And in line with at the voting booth.
In your own herd.
I don't get it.
So
I have a follow-up question to this one too. What's up, Jenny?
I get contracts will be under defense and disputed. So the boss is going to dispute contracts. So somebody's not going to get a contract renewed. It's going to give birth to more confusion and more imbalance. They're worried about lawsuits and having to defend themselves. But I get that a celebrity, a big one, a strong celebrity, is fighting to renew his contract. And I also get that somebody at Fox is capitalizing off of COVID treatments.
That was my next question.
Yep. And we're gonna hear about that. They're gonna be forced out. Somebody is making money off it, just like Rand Paul.
I get that there's going to be a lot of disputing within that network because they know there's something that they know that they're keeping close to the vest and quiet from the public. And that was my follow-up question. Why are they pushing it? Why are they pushing it?
Kind of like Trump did for that other one that he had stock in.
Hydroxychloroquine? That one? Or
Or bleach.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bleach.
I'm surprised he didn't have his own bleach company.
For entertainment purposes only, YouTube.
Yeah, do not drink bleach. Do not eat horse dewormer. Go see a medical doctor, an MD, okay? A real doctor.
Please.
Please. So let's see. Why are they pushing ivermectin? Why are they pushing ivermectin?
Well,
Oh, Lord, stop it.
I thought about that earlier too, buying stock, because these damn idiots, man.
Oh,
Why are they pushing ivermectin?
the worst brain in the world, I swear.
No, Johnny, and we're the libtards.
It's so insensitive sometimes.
Oh.
Thank you, lucky girl.
Mm-mm-mm. At this point.
There's a message from at least two men to push something. The 10 of Cups come up upside down. That's not a good thing, but I'll ignore it for now. There's at least two men that say push this with the 6 of Swords and the 8 of Wands. There's a verbal and contract to push such a thing. The 6 of Wands, one of these people is on TV. The 6 of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. They work for whoever this is, because the 8 of Wands is right next to all of them. And this person, if they're not on TV, they're a celebrity of some sort, so you know who they are. So let's say if they were an Alex Jones type person, you still know who they are. The Knight of Swords, this is meant for rapid turnaround, so this is like a investment type thing. So it's going to be like a 10-month thing, and then they'll think of something else, and then they'll have another turnaround. So it's a cycle. They're going to have something else in the next 10 months.
Yep.
They've got an agreement with somebody to try to present it logically and get emotions going and say, oh, look, take this. Putting the message out there to America. They're going to transition away from this because it's like just the tower sitting on them. But for right now, the devil's talking, and there's money behind it. There's at least 3 involved in this money. And again, I get a celebrity doesn't like what he gets offered. So somebody that's lying a lot is going to have a lot of illumination and going to have a big loss. Somebody's losing their contract.
I get that it's a financially successful and secure thing to do, to get the crazies out there, taking away panicked and anxious and freaking crazy because it's routine. There's a financial promise here. There's finances and resources here that is being dwindled away, but it's a long-term promise, and it keeps happening. It loops around, like Johnny was saying. So it's like, and here's your contract too, Jenny. I don't see a contract being somebody losing it, because it would have to be this way. But I see that there's some sort of an agreement with very powerful financiers, if you will.
Yeah.
It's a piggy bank, So let's put off our stupid viewers.
It's a grift.
It's a grift, yeah. So we can make a few $1 million in a few months. Lord mercy.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either, Johnny. I don't get it either.
Oh, while you're looking for our next question, I wanted to tell everybody I had some good news on Artie last week. He went back for blood testing on his thyroid condition, and he's gained 1.4 pounds back. So he is back to his normal weight. He is responding to the meds. So thank you all for the prayers and everything on Artie. He's doing good. For an old man, he's 17 going on 18. He's about 18 now.
Oh my gosh. There's our little boy.
And just as FYI, because we get quite a few messages about use the cream for his ear and all of that. She's done that before. So she's worked with her vets to get what he's got, and so he's improving. And so
I've been through it with another cat before.
we've been down that road.
So, you guys ready again?
Yeah.
So Trump had a Save America rally yesterday, I think, in Arizona. And he got booed when he told people to take the vaccine. How did that make him feel? How did he feel when he got booed? Get out the petty cards, Johnny. Get out the petty cards. How did Trump feel after getting booed at his own rally?
I should have worked on. I have another Oracle. I should have worked on it before.
Had the rally down in Alabama where they are maxed out in their hospitals, had, just shoulder to shoulder, hundreds of thousands of people showed up. It was awful.
Of unvaccinated people. Go ahead. I'm telling you, we're going to run out of Darwin Awards, man.
And here's my thing, though. That's your leader. That's your guy. You would go to jail for that guy.
They did go to jail for that guy.
Still going.
Yeah.
Still going to jail.
He's telling you to take the vaccine, and then you boo him like this. They're way too adamant about not doing something for their own. I get it. You don't know what's in it, but you don't know what's in a whole bunch of stuff. Go in your kitchen cabinet. I bet you have the things on the back of them packages you can't even pronounce, and you still put it in your mouth.
We don't know what's in their mind, so it's no more dangerous.
Three of Swords and the Knight of Swords. He was not expecting it. It kind of a little bit, but he has very. And I have this too, so this is not a knock. He has very erratic and sporadic thoughts. So it's kind of like he can get booed and then he can get over it, but then 3 hours later he'll come back to it again and it'll be in his mind. But it was not the greatest blow in the world, but it was at the time, because the Four of Swords and the Three of Swords, he felt kind of separated from his people. Well, they're not even his people, from his sheep. I'll say it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a power struggle in it.
I'm getting he doesn't feel separated from his sheep. He feels separated from his money he gets from his sheep. That's what I'm getting. Because of COVID here, it's like he thinks, they're my friends, and here's this new information I'm offering up. He's got this sense of nostalgia, and he had worked together with somebody on the speech, and he's working with these followers to try to get money, and it was like, that's a wrap. That's the end of that cycle. Like, where's all my money going to come from? My steady money, how can I manipulate them? They're going to start separating from me. I need big gifts of money. He's worried about his money getting unbalanced, so he's going to be spreading more lies. He feels secure with Republicans. He's going to just move on from it, spread more lies, but he was a little bit confused, but it all comes down to money. He's confused because he's worried about money.
I get, there he is, showed up all by himself. I get that he was very irritable and didn't like it, but eventually he just turned it around to where he can get the praise for something else. So I didn't watch that part, so I don't know. He's like, I created the vaccine. You know what I mean? It's like he was self-praising, but he was not at all pleased that he got such a negative reaction. And perhaps he didn't understand why with the clouds here. He got booed. Because
he said before on Twitter, which that name really fits him. It really does. But on Twitter, he said that thanks to me and my administration, I think he says thanks to me, that you have the vaccine and all these different types of things. And things his supporters didn't hear that part. Like the vaccine, John said in here, they don't want to take it because it turns them into Democrats. But the vaccine, he said, came from him. So why wouldn't they want to take it, since your beloved leader is the one who gave it to you in the first place? Now it's a Democratic thing.
Because he spent the entire year telling them that COVID was a hoax.
Mhm.
while simultaneously trying to take credit for a vaccine, but then holding a grudge because the vaccine came out after the elections. And then he got pissed off at Pfizer, thinking that Pfizer were in bed with the Democrats to steal the election from him.
And claiming he had it.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Why are they not listening? Thank you, Oak and Cedar. Why are they not listening to Republican leadership now about vaccines and stuff? Why are they not listening? Why are they suddenly like they want a war on it no matter what? Yet they've taken like polio vaccines and stuff. Why are they suddenly so antagonistic? Is it they just created this monster, now it's out of control? What is it?
So why, that was one of my questions. Oh, why is there a sudden interest in vaccines and masks from the GOP?
But why are the supporters
fighting against it so hard?
Why are they fighting it so hard?
Why are Trump supporters fighting
They're
masks?
so anti-government on everything. Why are they suddenly not even listening to Republicans?
These same people who never had measles and are probably never going to get it because they've been vaccinated.
Plague enthusiast.
You got antibodies in you right now, and yet you can't do this.
Go Second Amendment your ass straight to the ground when you get COVID. Because that's their answer to everything. My Second Amendment. So you're going to start shooting doctors and nurses and healthcare workers?
Shoot the COVID. That'll work.
Yeah. So why are they against masks and vaccines? Why are they against masks and vaccines?
Thank you, Lori, from Way of Positive Change.
Thanks, Lori.
The Seven of Swords. Thank you, Cold Toes. Appreciate you. The Seven of Swords and Judgment. They feel as though they're being lied to. And the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups is though this is the way things need to be with the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a buildup. You have to work a long time to get this, which means that you feel as though the majority of something is against you with the Knight of Cups, that this is a falsehood, this is a fairy tale, this is a story you're telling me in order to get me on your side, like the chips has got. You're going to microchip me, I'm going to glow in the dark, I'm going to be magnetized, you're going to track everything I do. They already do that.
I'm going to turn into a chimp.
Yeah. But Justice and the Nine of Swords with the King of Swords, they also believe people on the other side of this argument that says that the government's trying to capture you and they're trying to do all these other little weird things to you. And so therefore, they're worried about it. They're anxious. They're afraid. And naive and erratic. Six of Cups, Knight of Swords, Two of Swords. They are blocked. Now, mind you, Two of Swords is a choice. So you can be blocked to information, but it's not necessarily blocked to information. You're blocking yourself from information. So that is them. They feel as though they're being lied to and manipulated.
Yeah, they feel like they've been manipulated, and they want to defend the conspiracy theories. Those are fighting words. Like the crazier it is, the more nostalgic they get about it. So they're going to defend to the death, their right to get sick. And they are erratic, unbalanced, but they feel Republicans are lying to them, and they feel victorious and shouting back. They like to shout. They like to argue.
Same thing you guys are getting. They're distrustworthy and apprehensive of power here. They don't trust it. They think it's a lie. They're very anxious and nervous and worried and paranoid, but they're very passionate about a certain type of messaging. So, but that message is a lie. It's not true. You see what I'm saying? So,
thank you, Cold Toes.
Why
can't they see through lies? Why can't they see through conspiracy theories? It's like, are they just that deranged?
It's that much of a bias. And then when you go and you turn on your Fox News and your OANN and your Newsmax, it's just an echo chamber for your bias. It reinforces a bias. You don't see outside of it. So it's very easy to get brainwashed, you know?
And then you keep drinking old alcohol out of an old sock, and then you've got this mentality.
So here's one of Johnny's questions. Why is the GOP all of a sudden, the GOP people, I'm assuming Johnny meant House and Senate, because we know the governors are just like DeSantis and Hot Wheels over there are just like actively killing their own people. So why is the GOP all of a sudden interested in masks and vaccines?
Because even Mitch McConnell said get vaccinated. And then, of course, Lindsey Graham was vaccinated. And
he still got COVID.
Trump just said get vaccinated. Like, why all of a sudden are the GOP and these people, this ilk, why are they all of a sudden pro-mask and pro-vaccination?
With a couple of exceptions, Death Santis, as they call him, Death Santis.
Death Santis.
I got a follow-up question.
I laugh when I read it too, Lori. I can't. It's so rude.
These people.
Oh, I did not laugh. It's one of them things.
I get that's because they're very, very worried about how they're marketing themselves for what? The upcoming elections, and they want to win. Can't win when everybody's dead because you killed them. You know, but I get central to the reading there. And also this here is a split. So the split and the hyper-partisanship here can cost them significantly. So apparently DeSantis and Hot Wheels didn't get the message. What did you guys get?
Same thing. I get this kind of threw me off. There is some sort of attempt at clarity, like they want you to get the answer now with the moon and the ace of swords. So we're trying to tell you the truth. And naturally you don't believe it because the boy who cried wolf, right? But this is for elevation and security with the 6 of Wands, the King of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, with the 2 of Cups, your relationships, your cooperations, your partnerships. It even shows the person being crowned here. So it's like they're trying to do this for their own good. The problem is you should have done that in the beginning, and then they would have taken it seriously, and then half their voter base wouldn't have been dead. So
yeah, I get they had a light bulb moment.
Well, we can't win if we kill everybody.
Our actions are killing people, and we got to temper things down if we want to stay in charge. And so they think they're being all sneaky, transitioning into defending the vaccines, but they're creating a bigger fight for themselves because of all their lies that they've been supporting. They're also worried about being put in defense mode for any legal actions taken against them for being, it's a hoax and this and that. My follow-up question is, how divided is the Republican Party? Because like in the House, you got Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger and maybe 2 or 3 quiet people that back them up. But in the Senate, it's like
Actually, I think the House, the cowards in the House are just appeasing McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a bigger divide in the House than what you see.
I think there's a divide between McCarthy and McConnell. Mm-hmm. And then there's a divide between governors that are Republicans. So how big is the divide? Is it going to fracture their party? Or, like completely fracture it into splitting out?
Between crazy and very freaking crazy.
Yeah.
at the very least, with the Democrats, you got corporate, and then progressive. But Republicans got like 9 different little offshoots. They got the Freedom Party and the Tea Party, the Freedom. So then they got the Quackernons, and then they got the GOP regulars, and then they got the GOP extremists.
Then we got the Nazis. And the don't forget those.
Let's go. We're pro-life. Let's take that to the Supreme Court, but let's kill everybody in all these states by putting them in the hospital. And they're babies on ventilators and stuff. They're killing babies.
Pro-life, pro-birth.
I got something on that. You know that new experimental drug that DeSatan is pushing in Florida? So don't take the vaccine, but come get this infusion that's going to cost you $1,200. So you don't have to take the vaccine in case you get sick. Well, guess what? I just read a report the other day on Twitter that infusion uses stem cells and fetal tissues. So much for the Save the Children party, because now you're injecting yourself with. I'm just going to shut up.
For entertainment purposes only, YouTube, if you can believe this is entertainment.
As I start with the Empress card.
What'd you get, Johnny?
So how big is the divide? It is ideological. Very big with the 9 of Cups in the Empress. There is one that is trying to, I guess, save the party. And then there's the other one that is completely out in the clouds with the wishful thinking. 7 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. There are some people like the McConnells, and even though he's not there, the Paul Ryans type people that will always be GOP, Republican, red to their dead type thing. But the problem is your infusion of these new people. And that's not necessarily true. The infusion of the new people don't help like the Marjorie Taylor Greens, but it's the people on the outside that paid them to be there, that paid them to act this way. And it's because they're not just the new peoples, the McCarthys and all those type of peoples. Those people are not GOP. Those people are whatever else they are. But there is a huge divide, but it's fire and water. Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups. It's completely different. That's what I get.
Is that your incense that's setting off the fire alarm? Did I hear a fire alarm? Oh, I thought I was crazy.
He muted his microphone because his fire alarm's going off.
It's like my house when I sage. The whole neighborhood knows. I shut off every fire alarm in my house.
So I get on the bottom strength, and I end with a power. It's a power struggle. They're bullying each other. It's a complete power struggle there. The balance is over within the Republican Party. They're all burdened. They all have different opinions. There's some they want to kick out in the cold. I have that Empress too. It's giving birth to something new, a new party, I think, in America. And there's an onslaught of legal issues that are getting ready to come out. And that's going to cause them to lose even more. So in the structure of their party, I see some of their friends are going to jail. So yeah, they're highly emotional. They're trying to find a way to save their image, but it's a big old power struggle in the whole party.
I get that it's very widespread and extremely deeply rooted, and it's just going to grow. That divide grows and grows and grows because of legislation, because of bills, because of reports, anything that's written and documented. The divide is widespread, but it continues to grow.
I mean, it's crazy. They got MTG supporting the Taliban over Biden. I mean, that's how crazy it is. We are going to support a known terrorist group over our own president because, democracy doesn't matter.
No, just to own the libs. Here's a question.
Can you ask that before we move on? How do the supporters feel about this certain praise of the Taliban?
Okay.
Because here's my thing on that. If you brought the refugees from over there to over here, they're the same race and color as the Taliban. Why do you hate them, but then you would love the Taliban if you are to love the Taliban?
Exactly. It makes sense, Johnny, because that requires a brain and critical thinking.
It's anything against a Democrat. You know, it's a Democrat in the presidency, so it's anything against a Democrat, any crazy extreme thing they can do. You know, it's like, I don't know, we don't like terrorists, but then they send them to the Capitol building.
Yeah. But those were peaceful protesters and tourists. They were not terrorists.
And they weren't brown with turbans on.
So how do they feel about them praising the Taliban?
Yeah. Banning Marge was trending every day this week on Twitter. Yeah, she had a temporary ban, but she's back. So now they're trying to get her banned permanently from Twitter.
Ooh-wee.
I don't get a total hatred. I do get that there is some, yes, that feel as though this is not the right message with the Three of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Therefore, they will sort of move away because the Taliban have always been terrorists. And so this is not something that you can just convince me all of a sudden that they're the good guys. So you're going to have some that will see sense in this. Take that lightly, however, because they're still Republicans at the end of the day, not to be too biased, but there you go. But there's a lot here. I'm going to say a lot to cloud the reading. And there are some with the Two of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Ace of Wands who think that this is also the new idea, the new way to go. The Six of Wands, they're going to believe the crazy lady who's doing all the talking, whoever that is.
Yeah, they're delusional, you know. So yeah, they think she's open and honest and, you know, forthcoming, and they're proud of her. So they think, you know, fight everything, make everybody anxious, you know. Let's turn an army of Karens loose out there. I mean, that's what's happening, because they're just like, this will bring us to higher ground. We'll get more votes. You know, they just think like the more we disrupt, the more votes we'll get. And it's like, don't think so, people.
Mine says something different. Mine says that those that are long-standing, meaning people, not voters. Well, maybe it applies to voters as well. The ones that have a long-standing position within the party see this as extremely disturbing. If they're in Congress, they see it as extremely disturbing, but they keep their mouth shut about it. And these are regular Republican voters that don't subscribe to the Marjorie Taylor Greene's, that whole mess. They see it as deeply concerning. That's what I got. I got a question. Speaking of Marjorie Taylor Greene, is she going to win re-election in 2022? What are you laughing about, Johnny?
How do you get up in the morning and be that kind of person every day?
Muscle memory, Johnny, as you say.
Yeah.
Muscle memory.
That just seems so exhausting, though. My God. Ooh-wee. I can't do it. I was in the store the other day, and the man in the line was giving the cashier a hard time about a price, because you're going to have people do. That bothered me. I couldn't wake up and be in that kind of energy, around that kind of energy. I'd have to throw something at her, I swear.
Can you imagine how toxic it is at that work environment with people like her?
That man was worrying my nerves, and that wasn't but 2 minutes. I couldn't work with her no 10, 12 hours. So.
This is why I'm not fit for Congress, because I would have decked that hoe in the face a long time ago.
Oh, I'm getting an interesting story here.
What? What you got, Jenny?
I'm getting that there's going to be some vote shifting around. You know, she's down there in Georgia where they just passed all those laws. It's like, it's a little murky. There are people that have a sense of nostalgia about her, you know, the white supremacist people that just love her. There are others that have regrets. So this is karma time. Like when you go to cast your vote, you better be thinking about what you're voting for. I get, yes, she secures it, that there's steady votes, but then like the votes commissions, the election commissions are like shifting votes around. It's a lie. It's like they gift her with a bunch of votes and something breaks down here. I get her votes are much smaller and I get she's blocked and out. I get there's something going on with the election certifying. I'm going to turn my camera off just for a second. Be right back.
I get yes, but it shouldn't be. Because I get the sun at the end, but it starts with 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. She can't climb to the higher ground, which means she can't get there by herself. She is pushed out in the cold, but for some reason or another, at least for right now, she is still there. However, there is another person here. There's a new person coming in. So this may be somebody who is running against her. This person is the one who actually wins. But what that translates to in the greater scheme of things, ask Hillary Clinton, we shall see.
I got yes. She continues in the house. I'll ask again later.
Okay. Because
She's fucking worthless, man. She's not even on a goddamn committee. The only person that'll have anything to do with her is Matt Gaetz, who is freaking about to be convicted of pedophile.
The company she keeps.
So here's a question. Can we wait for Jenny? Because I'm thinking she's going to have fun with this one. I'm going to have fun with it. I'm sitting here eating Skittles.
I'm here. I went to get some almonds. Thank you, Pete Santa.
Thank you, Patricia. I remember your name.
She bought a deck, she said.
And the Rana George. I'm over here eating Skittles. The king size. Because I'm a fat ass. Here's a fun one.
I needed something to crunch on because you were making me hungry.
I'm sorry. I haven't eaten all day because I forgot to feed myself. Again, like 30 cups of coffee and no food. Why do I do that?
I don't have pets. I have some sort of protection agency at my house, I'm pretty sure.
I have my my candy bar for the after show. I figured I wouldn't get my fingers all sticky. Oh, yeah, here go Lucy and Artie. Big cat fight.
You know what I had for the after show? Those s'mores brownies made. They're good. They're really good. Okay, back to the petty. Marjorie Taylor Greene's only friend in the house, Matt Gaetz, ran off and got eloped. Why? Why did Matt Gaetz get eloped?
No families, no friends, no press. Let's just go courthouse. Now, mind you, I am 100% for a courthouse wedding. Spend all your money on, a trip or something a little more than a party with lunch and eat all your food.
Yeah,
is what I say. Or keep your money and put it down on a house or something.
But here's the thing: he's a rich boy. Daddy's a rich boy. She's a rich girl. Peanut and I eloped because we thought the same thing. Why spend thousands of dollars on a party for one day and start our lives in debt when the market is down and we can capitalize and buy a house?
And so meanwhile, it doesn't stop her from testifying for anything he said before they got married. So this does not give him an out with that. Right, Lucy? Lucy has figured out he is bigger and badder than Artie. So
oh no, Lucy, be nice to Artie. He's an old man with no teeth.
He starts it. He comes up and starts slapping at her, so she just backs him down, don't you?
Why did Matt Gaetz elope? Why did Matt Gaetz? I can't believe. Ugh.
Look at Lucy. She's watching him strutting around the floor. Artie's like strutting around, like, I'll wait till you come down here. Go get it.
This is weird. So the Two of Cups, that would be your wedding. Well, it's not necessarily, because Three of Cups would be your celebration. So that'd be your wedding. But this is your partnership with the Two of Cups. It takes a different perspective. So there's your eloping right there. The Eight of Cups and the Nine of Wands, to get away from something, to get or to hide, because this is more specifically hiding with the Nine of Wands. That sort of barricade there in the Eight of Cups is some sort of hiding. The Star and the Eight of Swords, there is hiding something. You're keeping something bound. You're keeping something hidden. The Page of Swords, hidden. There's something hidden. There's something, some sort of news, some sort of information that someone could extract that you would like to keep hidden. I don't know what, because I didn't ask, but there's some sort of hidden information or some sort of attempt to hide information and to create. There's confusion around it, though, because this is not what was planned.
But I'm seeing what's going on here in the chat. They're saying wives can't testify against their husbands. Well, Jenny just clarified that she can testify to everything before they got married. Question is, why would she, how is she involved with the whole fiasco? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so even if she was to be called in, she has no, not necessarily like she has information that he was trafficking somebody or, you know, so forth and so forth. But whatever it is, there is some either hidden information or they have some sort of thing. I don't know. I really don't. I'll just keep it at that. And I don't know. There's a hidden something here.
There's money news getting ready to come out. You're right, Johnny. It's hidden information. It's getting ready to come out about money that he paid, getting ready to get illuminated, shifting the attention, he thinks, to, oh, look, we're the happily married couple. Let's put an end to whatever this rumor, you know, this information that's coming out. Let's try to like transition out of that, because this information is going to burden him more, put him in defense mode, because it's about, you know, the bullying, sexual, younger people in court trial. Something's getting ready to happen with that, and he's trying to deflect from it.
I guess that there's emotional suffering and a very important affair, but there's something coming up here with the law that's very important. But again, my question is, why her? Is she somehow involved in that whole circle of very wealthy Republican people?
She comes from money too.
That's what I'm saying. She comes from money too, but I'm getting stuck on the whole.
Because this doesn't feel like a coincidence. This feels like they're doing this on purpose for some reason. And
it's like it's almost like planned. So I don't know if it's an arranged marriage from her dad to try to save his reputation and his public standing. Because I got the moon there, so that's your reputation, your public standing, your respect, and it's suffered. You know what I mean? But it's why her? Out of all the people, why her? Like it just seems. Is she involved with?
Let's ask.
The crazies,
Why?
That whole gang of people in Florida that are about to get busted from.
Why hadn't she run? Why hadn't she run away from somebody that's accused of being a pervert?
Because her sister said, yeah, he gives me bad vibes. So it's not like this is a secret that he's a gross person.
No. And then surprisingly, it happened the same week that it was reported that Greenberg turned over hundreds of thousands of documents about Gates. And then surprise, surprise, we just got married and eloped.
Yeah.
So why did she even marry him? Why didn't she run away? What's bonding her to him?
Just something there that just need to scrape it back. I don't.
I think it's her family. There's Lucky, Ginger Lucky, Lucky Clover, loving, passionate friend, family, problems. I ain't buying it. There's something there. And I don't know how to formulate the question because I don't know what I'm looking for, you know?
Is she pregnant?
I didn't get pregnancy card. Maybe, did you?
I get Empress and Six of Cups both together. Either that or there's some children involved.
He knocked up one of the girls.
I get Two of Cups, Five of Swords. It's almost like this was forced in a way. And the Eight of Cups, either do it or don't do it. Someone was saying, and the King of Wands is a fatherly figure for me instead of the Emperor and the Sun. It's almost like this was, you have to either do it or don't do it. The King of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands, there's also some talks about business and business relationships, maybe their marital status affects some sort of business arrangement or business relationship, something of that nature, because the Page of Wands is here. And the reason the Page of Wands is here is because the High Priestess. So there's some sort of secret talks or secret deals or secret actions like that. Your word of warning, though, is some sort of company. This company is journalistic in nature. So there is going to be some information coming out. Someone's going to do so, or someone is doing some digging at the moment. And then it ends in the Empress and the Six of Cups. So either something new from the past is coming back as something they've done before, or somebody's pregnant.
Don't forget that they work together too. She worked in DC here, but she's erratic and party girl. So she's just laying down on doing it. There's information that's getting ready to break. I think you're right, Johnny. I think one of the younger people might be pregnant. Like, oh, let's do a DNA test. Whose baby is it? Something getting ready to break also in the courts. But they're both like very emotional and they were in agreement on it. She has a different perspective because she's a party girl.
So they're like.
I can't. It's okay. Rachel Maddow re-signed her contract with Msnbc. Why was there so many rumors that she wasn't going to?
Because she's number one in the polls right now.
So why was there so many rumors that Rachel Maddow was going to end her contract or leave Msnbc? Rumors about Rachel Maddow leaving Msnbc.
It was used as a tactic to get on the same page, basically. I got the Lover's card and the Eight of Wands. So this is a conversation between two aligned forces there. The Judgment and the Ace of Wands. So here we have little judgment and ideas being thrown forward in order for promotion or some sort of elevation with the Six of Wands. Three of Pentacles and the Emperor to get basically a deal with the Emperor to collaborate with the bosses, and the Page of Swords. This was used as basically a tactic for her elevation. Pay the lady. I mean, let's face it. I mean, I'll speak for myself. She's the one reason I would watch MSNBC. But Ari Melbourne, I like Ari Melbourne and like Joy from time to time. But let's face it, that's your flagship show right there. You don't have Keith Olbermann anymore. That's your flagship show. So pay the lady.
Yeah, I get it was a contract negotiating technique also, but it was also a media ploy to make everybody that loves her, that's bonded with her, anxious. So they knew exactly what they were doing. They tried to make it seem like it was a power play. They knew she was returning. So they just wanted to create confusion to get people excited. I'm getting like, let's get it out there on the media and try and get people talking about it because it's free publicity.
So there's the rumor mill right in the middle with the birds. There's a career that comes to an end. The rumor mill. Why? Repeat and circulate for people to read something. Read. So I don't know if this is, you got moon all the way over here at the front and at nights here and here, or mirrors here and here. So I don't know if this is newspapers, magazines, blogs on the internet, but it's almost to get people wound up and spurred up to read something. Could be a book, could be stuff online, so
several books out. So thank you, Catherine.
So there's that. Okay. DeSatan in Florida got busted for pushing that those injections, those treatments that insurance doesn't cover. So it's like $1,200. You can go get a free vaccine from the government, or you can go pay to get an infusion. Will he win re-election in 2022? Because he's getting sued. Jenny, you were telling me he's getting sued by parents. He's getting sued by a bunch of other people. And I checked. He only won the election, I think, by like 0.4% in 22.
That was slim.
It was, he got by through the skin of his teeth. So will he win re-election in 2022? Will Ron DeSantis win re-election in 2022?
Not unless he does something sneaky.
What'd you got, Jenny?
I get, he tries to charge in, but there's a woman, challenging him, and he's gonna be very irrational in things that he says about her. He's gonna try to maintain his throne, but people aren't having him. He's put in defense mode. There's just too many deaths that the light gets shown on. His fundraising is smaller. And everything's like changing. The only way he gets strength is if he does something sneaky. I get a no, but if he hangs on, somebody change something. Because he technically did not win, will not win.
I get a no. There's a woman and a man, woman first, man second, that gets elevated. Now, for Florida, I'll see that. Leave that when I see it. But there's a woman there and then a man. So this will be your governor and then your lieutenant governor. So that's what
I get a hell no. He's caused too much pain and suffering and problems around health, something that's health related. Also, he's created enough obstacles and caused a lot of grief, pain, and suffering, and it's deeply rooted. So maybe it's his whole mess-uppery of the whole COVID situation. I banned the schools from wearing masks so your kids can go to school and get sick and we can fill up all the ICU hospitals. But hey, go get Regeneron so I can make money. When a child can't do that, it's just sick, man. It's sick. Let's ask this. Is DeSatan going to run for president? Because he has aspirations.
He's been in Utah, fundraising for that while people are dying in Florida.
Yep.
priorities.
Yep.
Okay, never mind.
I love it when you go on your rants, don't you?
No, I answer my own question. Because I'm like, why doesn't anybody say this? What they do, we just talked about Rachel Maddow, and she says it all the time. But like, you're in one state and your state's on the verge of extinction. Like, priorities.
How can you be such a horrible person?
I mean,
he sleeps well at night with his millions of dollars. So
hanging upside down for his kingdom.
It's days like today that I really am pissed off that I'm not Satan. Boy, oh boy, would I have a great time in hell. Was that right?
I get he already is running. Like, he's already, his name is already in the hat. He's wants to be the Republican nominee. The challenge is COVID. That's my COVID card. That's his challenge. So he feels like, this is the start of something new, end of one cycle as governor and start something new and be president. He thinks his financial abilities is what'll get him through and get him victorious. He might get the nomination or be a front runner in the nomination, but he's gonna walk away. Ultimately, he's not gonna be president. Mm-hmm. He might celebrate a little bit, like he gets the nomination, but he's not gonna end up president.
I get no, because they're right now. It's starting to snowball with the legal things. Well, this doesn't necessarily affect him not running for president, but this here. Spirit wanted to tell me is about to get worse with the Star and the Justice. So there's some civil suits now, but there's going to be some bigger problems later. The Magician and the Seven of Cups, he doesn't have a clear path to the White House with the Tower and the Four of Wands there too. He doesn't have a clear path. There is no clear. Right now, the clearest for anybody would be Mike Pence. Even though the goofy boys and everybody wanted to kill him and all that, but he is still a GOPer. And so he has the clearest path because, let's face it, they can manipulate who is your front runner or not. We'll just say it that way. But he has a lot of embattlement when it comes to trying to get a clear path to the White House. But there is going to be some running for president with the Six of Cups. It's a good idea, I guess you can call it. But again, he can't get the strength to be the front runner. With that Six of Cups, they kind of keep him small. And so he'll run and he'll try and he'll have a clunky time trying to get through, but no president for you.
That reminds me, I keep seeing articles every once in a while that pop up that Donald Trump is pissed because everybody loves Ron DeSantis and it's taken away from his spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
I get hell no. You're about to be in some trouble, boy. Big trouble. Like Johnny said, no clear path. There's the house. There's the knowledge. And boom, big trouble. I gotta know.
Why does he want to be president? Is this just one of those things where, you go from governor to president?
Power and money.
What I guess want to see is there somebody behind him? Like, is he the new pick of the Vladimir Putin type people to where this is the reason he wants to be president all of a sudden? Or is he just, he wants power?
I think that they're all sociopaths that just want power. Look at Ted Cruz. That son of a bitch doesn't even want to govern. His state gets frozen and people are dying. I'm off to Cancun. See you later. Or my daughters made me do it. I mean,
blame the kids.
Spirits having a laugh. It's a sickness that they want to be in power. It's a sickness. They're not right.
Why does Ron DeSantis
defending their attachment to dark money? So they can manipulate things to burden people, that they've got a different perspective about. Image, to be the boss, to be the one in charge. To hang on to talking points. And dog whistles and things like that.
Six of Pentacles. There's somebody investing in him. With the Eight of Swords, he's got specific money. So there's people around him in his sphere that are giving him money that are investing in him. The Two of Wands and the Queen of Wands with the Ace of Swords. There's also changing laws. This is meant to change laws of some sort as well. So he's bought and paid for somebody who wants him to change laws. So this is, that's what I think. Lord Jesus.
I get that it's because he gets to manipulate people or loyalists, but it's ultimately a stepping stone for his own improvement. So it puts him up. It's not about doing, civil service just me. Okay, back to the petty we go. Because we need to laugh. Mike Lindell.
Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you, Caroline. Johnny was telling me, Mike Lindell. Again, the goalposts have changed. Trump will now be reinstated January 1st on New Year's 2022.
Not National Cheeseburger Day, but
no. Wait, what holiday? Hold on. I gotta look this up. January 1st, national holidays. Hold on.
Besides New Year's Day, what else is it?
What else is it? Besides New Year's, let me see. Okay, hold on. There has to be something stupid on here. Global Family Day, National Bloody Mary Day, National Hangover Day, New Year's Day, Polar Bear Plunge Day, and Solemnity, whatever, of Mary. Well, there's not anything stupid. I mean, Bloody Mary and Hangover, I guess, but
Now, it's exhilarating, some people say, but I don't see the appeal of taking all your clothes off and jumping in icy water, though, either. But if you want to shock your system, you go right ahead.
Thank you, Letitia.
Thank you, Letitia. So Johnny was asking, what's going to happen? And are people starting to see through Mike Lindell? Are people starting to see through Mike Lindell?
Because how many times can you keep telling me, okay, not today, tomorrow? Okay, not today. Okay, not today, tomorrow. Even the craziest of Trump supporters will have to say, okay, you can't keep saying that because either you don't have anything or what.
I mean, you guys have already been down this road. How many times was he supposed to be reinstated? Snake oil.
There you go. Yes, they're going to see through him. The 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. Either you show us what you got, or I call BS and say this is a scheme and a scam. So yes, eventually they will see through him. Because, I mean, even the craziest of Trump supporters will dial that back. Some of the craziest of Trump supporters will see through this. But it's some people, they keep saying they'll go back to their family. Oh, he said not today. It'll be tomorrow. Oh, he said not today. It'll be tomorrow.
No, it'll be next year. And then they'll keep pushing that date until the next election.
Trump will be dead. Oh, no, not today. It'll be tomorrow.
I have a follow-up question to this because of what my cards are saying.
Yep. Illumination is burdened because, they're waiting to see the work that he's going to produce. They're waiting on it to be revealed. They're watching and waiting. Like, where did the votes get shifted? He's their only hope for the big lie. They see him as a big bully, like he's going to push through, But I got the devil on the bottom. Thank you, crazy cat lady. I got the devil on the bottom. They're chained to him. And, if you're drug-induced yourself, you probably are still going to be supporting drug-induced Mike Lindell. And yes, that was a fake cat fight that was going on earlier.
I got a follow-up question because I'm getting that he's about to be cut off from being some sort of executive.
He's about to be cut off from what?
From being some sort of an executive. There's the scythe. The scythe is pointing this way. And then here you go with the bear. There's a big, huge problem with this executive. I don't know if the CEO of My Pillows or what, or there's a board of other people, but it's looking like he might get cut off. So can you guys read on that to see is he going to get cut off? Like, because he's the CEO, but then there's other.
It's his company, isn't it?
Yeah, but they can.
Are they publicly traded? Because if they're publicly traded, then he can be ousted. But if it's
I think they're publicly traded. Let me see.
Because he can always, even if it's still his, he can still step down like the Papa John's guy.
Oh, it's saying no, it's not publicly traded and it's still a private company.
When he leaves, though, will he step down? Because you can do way too much damage to your bottom line and other people. And blah, blah, blah.
Well, how many stores pulled his product?
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? And then you're sitting there blowing all your money on Trump and starting your own news station and for selling shitty pillows that you make in your garage. Come on now.
Thank you, me, myself, and I. 8 of Wands and the Death card. There's going to be a change in messaging. A huge change, like a 360 change. There might be some sort of somebody else that's pushed to the forefront. I don't see him leaving, but I see somebody else within the company sort of taking on the face of the company. with the Lovers and the Six of Wands. Someone gets a promotion here. Someone gets an elevation because he needs to go and work on his messaging again. The Nine of Swords, the Page of Wands. He's creating confusion and anxiety. But there's also some sort of scheme that he's working on is about to be blown out of the water with the Seven of Swords and the Tower. So that deck that I have where every single card is the Tower, then they got something else on it. She offers a perspective on the Tower that I like, that sometimes you have to be the lightning to break something down. So it's not always like something shook your world apart. Sometimes you need to break it down. So there's some sort of, I don't say forceful pushing him out the way, but there is a, hey, you're doing damage to your brand that can't be undone, kind of like Trump. And we need a new face of it. And then you can go spout your crap, but say that you're not a part of us anymore or something like that.
No, Fox News didn't pull his commercials. He pulled his own commercials from Fox News because he got into a spat with Fox News because whatever.
And they showed him on MSNBC.
Yeah, I start with end of cycle on the bottom. End of cycle starting something new at the company. He's their messenger, their face person, but he talks and talks and talks and talks and talks. And he's drug induced. So yeah, they may boot him out. They may share the position with somebody else. Maybe a forceful pushing him out because he's burdening the company. I get a yes card on it that they will may start with someone new in charge on a day-to-day basis, but it's going to be a little while. It's not right.
If they're not publicly traded, do they still have a board of directors?
Yeah, he still can, but
he can still get outed even though he's not publicly traded.
I just think that, well, no, I don't think he can be pushed out because it's his company, but I think what I was getting was somebody else can be the face of the company, kind of like Papa John's when he, had an affinity for the N-word, and so you need to step down or step on, step away, something. Just go sit down over here and then let us do the company part, and then you can just take your dividends and walk away. I think that's kind of. But as you were talking, this fell out.
What is it?
And I almost burst into laughter at that. But this is Mike Lindell, I think. This is a troll, right? The troll is asleep because this is the Four of Swords. So it's kind of like he maybe need to retreat, take a rest. On his feet are runes. I believe that's mouth hits, which means emergency. It means like we need to hurry up and get away. Desperation and need. So yeah, that's I think him.
I mean, he's driving this company into the ground.
Yeah.
He pulled ads from Fox News, Bed Bath & Beyond, and every other reputable companies pulled his products. They will not sell his junk anymore. And then he's over there blowing money to help with the re-election audits and doing all this other. It's like, all right, dude. Oh, and you just got sued for $1.6 billion. I mean.
All for Donald Trump. Like this man has caused so much consternation in people's lives. I just don't understand why you still want to be associated with him. Like, learn from the example.
No, Johnny, that's the thing. There's like a body, like a mountain of bodies of everybody's life that Donald Trump has ruined. And you still got these idiots that are like, pick me, I'll help, pick me.
That blows me out of the water. It really does. I don't get it. You touched the stove, it was hot, you burned your hand. You touched the stove, it was hot. Let me go see if I can touch the stove. This is not King Arthur's sword. That man is a toxic person. Get away from me.
Medusa, John.
He is Medusa. God, dog it.
So I have a question. Lindsey Graham got censured by the South Carolina GOP. Johnny was looking it up, and I guess this is his third time being censured?
Third time, I believe.
Which I did not know that. I didn't know he's been censured before, but his most recent censure, thank you, Jody, his most recent censure is because he's in favor of and voted for the infrastructure bill.
It's censorship. It's such a waste of time. It doesn't do anything. It's like a slap on the wrist.
It's just a nasty letter.
Mhm.
So what's the question?
How does he feel about getting censured?
For something that every president since, Washington has been trying to pass an infrastructure bill, and now you finally get one going.
How does Lindsey Graham feel about getting censured again for the third time? It's not like you're sending him to detention or anything. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
The other day, he was threatening to impeach Joe Biden.
Because they're
Because of what's going on in Afghanistan without even mentioning how they were all feigning freaking outrage when Trump just decided on a whim to pull out of Syria and left everybody there abandoned. Like, that was okay. But all of a sudden now we have a problem.
You just spent 4 years with the most toxic person in your lifetime as president of the United States. Didn't call for nobody's impeachment or nothing like that.
Johnny
Incited a riot that made you go and
get drunk
hide under your desk and get drunk, and then come out with the red face and your shirt all open like John Travolta. And now all of a sudden, Trump is still my best friend. Okay,
Johnny, it's even better than that. Apparently, he had penned a letter to Joe Biden that was reported like last week, I think it was. I'm sorry I said all that stuff about your kid, but we're like besties, remember? Can we still be friends? Like, I kid you not. Like, to Joe Biden, he did that. After he went on a campaign tour.
Beat the crap out of him.
After he went on a campaign tour with Donald Trump to hurt Joe Biden's kid. And then he's writing a letter to Joe Biden. Hey, I'm sorry I did that. Can we still be friends?
You drag my kid through the mud to get to me. And
So what does Lindsey think? He thinks they're being erratic and emotional. He thinks that he'll be able to defend himself when they see the practicality of all the money that's coming in. So they're just running a loop in their head. He's like, he's going to be messaging about how much steady money is flowing to them from the infrastructure bill, and he thinks that'll put him on higher ground with the voters. So he's not worried. He just thinks they're being emotional.
I get that he's going to play a little bit of the victim with the Six of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and Hierophant. He's going to be trying to play to someone's emotions. I get the Suffer in Silence card, so he'll do what they all do. Somebody's against me, and I'm the victim. Meanwhile, then you turn around and do the most nasty thing you could possibly do to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. I get that they're being overly emotional and dramatic, and it's just to raise people's passions and emotions. These thinks it's superficial and stupid. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Of course he doesn't. None of them do. I mean, come on.
Well,
Okay.
They just all think they're above everything,
Mm-hmm. So, Ted Cruz looks like he took $150,000 out of his campaign to buy his own books, which is totally legal. That's legal. It's not illegal. They can do that.
What's the name of his book?
I have no idea.
Doing Across the Rio Grande with Ted Cruz.
Oh my God. All I can think about is the plant. That's right here. I'm not doing it again, though.
My dad killed JFK.
My wife is ugly. My dad killed JFK.
My dog is
told me do it.
My dog Snowflake is smarter than me.
Oh my God. My wife is ugly. My dad killed JFK.
My wife is ugly. My dad killed JFK, and my kids made me do it.
And my dog was in a porn video with Hunter Biden.
Oh my God, that's right. That porn video of Hunter Biden with the little dog that looked just like Snowflake sitting on the.
Oh, I see this decade.
We have to laugh. Oh Lord Jesus. So what's the question? Like why
The report
His own book.
said
Huh?
mysteriously, because he got all this money in, and then mysteriously all this money went out for books. They didn't say necessarily it was his book.
Well,
But did he buy his own book, and why? Is what I want to know.
Well, I have a follow-up question because, Eric or Don Jr. got the Republican Party to buy his book to force it onto the bestseller list. Why didn't they buy Ted Cruz's book?
Let's ask that.
Why did the Republican Party not buy Ted Cruz's book to put it up on the bestseller list?
Why did the RNC not buy Ted Cruz?
Look, Lucy's licking her butt through the Ted
That's
Cruz question.
right there. That's why, because they didn't want to be licking their own butts. That's why.
He's like, I got an answer for this.
Why did the RNC not buy Ted Cruz's books?
He's not really popular.
Everybody hates him. It's not a secret.
You got the 9 of Swords, the first card, and the 2 of Cups. So it's like we don't really have that kind of relationship with him. He somehow manages to keep his seat in Texas, but he's not really our friend. The Ace of Swords or the Ace of Cups and the 6 of Swords, they sort of move on from him as much as they can. It's one of those, here's Ted. Let's go find something else to do. So it's like, he's not really popular like that. The 5 of Cups and the Strength, there is no strength there. So yeah, no, he's
They hate him.
Because it depended on who was in charge. Trump was in charge when Junior's was out. So yeah, we got to go buy it, and Cruz is like they're fighting it. They don't care. It's like it's more about the image to America and making Junior's book look successful. They got too much anxiety around Cruz.
I get that they see him as a bootlicker and an ass kisser who just plays games for favor. He's not and they probably joke about him behind his back and make fun of him behind his back.
I need somebody to make a mockery or a mock book cover. My wife is ugly. My dad killed Jacob, and my kids hate me.
My kids and dog.
My kids and dog hate me.
I mean, he let that man talk shit about his wife, and then I won't stand for this. Now you're messing with my wife, and it's personal. Next thing you know, there's pictures of him phone banking for Trump.
That picture is special. This Trump sign hanging over your head, and you on the phone on behalf of this man.
With the look on his face, like he's just like, I can't believe I've been deballed for this, Mm-hmm. Ay. So yeah, let's see. Scotland is moving forward with investigating the Orange Menace, Mango Mussolini. So what's going to be the outcome of the Scottish investigation into Donald Trump?
His golf courses, he claims, have not made a profit in years and years and years. And every time we read on his finances in something legal, it always comes up for me that somebody says Donald Trump claims to lose all this money, and they need to find out.
Well, they still don't understand where the money came from to buy it to begin with.
Exactly. Outcome of the Scottish investigation into Donald Trump.
Maybe he went to Ireland, found a pot of gold over there. As I pulled it.
Yeah, they're going to be looking to see where you got the money. Like, who'd you collaborate with to get the money, and your family. Casting judgment on him brings a tower moment. They're gonna look at a lot of things and put him in defense mode over several things. It's where the money came from, the profit, where did it go? He's stealing as the boss. He's stealing from his own company.
I don't get an outcome because I get that there's somebody else that's about to be introduced into the situation too in the end. So this is going to take a good 4 months or so for this new person to also be looped into this. So there might be a string that's tying a few people in with the finances. The Five of Cups, there's a regret and a loss with the Two of Swords. So trying to block somebody from sources of loss and sources of money. The Lovers and the Four of Cups, there is another person that is going to be dragged into this whether they want to or not. There's also two of his children that will be dragged into this too. Not necessarily they have charges or anything against them, but their names will be mentioned. There's a bank too that has some sort of records with the Four of Pentacles. And then the Tower is right beside it. So there's some sort of revelation on bank records. There's also a abandoning of certain property. So I don't know if he had a property he was trying to get previous to this one. There's something to do, or there's some sort of way that this plays into this, that there was a abandoning of some sort of property. And then taxes and invested money. So there's going to be, this is unfolding still. They're going to find more people to tie into this, but they are trying to track the money though.
I get that the investigation is successful. There's a change in regards to commerce and something perhaps abroad, but it's deeply rooted and it grows. It branches out. But I get that it's overall successful.
Yeah. Because I think the more steam everybody else picks up, the more steam everybody else can't help but have.
If you don't, they're probably looking at what's going on in America and going, we don't want that shit rolling up on our shores. Look at the mess he's causing over there. We don't want that Nazi here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, which I don't blame him. I wouldn't either. So, what? What are you laughing about?
Thomas says, what does Trump wear under his kilt? Depends.
Will the Department of Justice investigate Mike Pompeo for aiding and abetting in Trump crimes?
Lucy is covering my table. It's making it hard for me to spread cards. I'm about to have to move her butt now that she's got it all cleaned up in front of everybody.
Ace of Wands, Five of Wands, Ace of Cups, Three of Pentacles. This, if so, this ain't coming no time soon. It ends in the Fool, which means this would be a yes because there's a beginning to it. But again, this is down the line. And I think the reason this would be down the line is somebody else would have to be pinned for something else and so forth that leads to Pompeo. So it's like he has a some sort of involvement in whatever this person gets caught up in. It's a little convoluted, but if he's still in the spider web at that time, but it's very dependent upon what they can pin on somebody else, I think.
I get yes, it may have to do with some sort of a conversation that happened that's inside of a black box that holds technology.
I get he gets put in defense mode too. The tower's already hit him. I feel like it's on a committee, like they've been looking at him. The challenge is the Republicans on the committee is what I'm getting. Like this is already off the ground. He's already being looked at. Quid pro quo. So probably Ukraine deal. Some offers that he didn't accept. Something that he stole also. Obstruction of justice. Manipulating obstruction of justice. Something he was committed to with the insurrection, and like to do with the money. He's got several things they're looking at him for.
Yeah, like the missing bottle of whiskey. How much was that whiskey bottle? Was it 5,000 or 50,000? That bottle of whiskey that was gifted to him that he was not supposed to take because of the price value.
Yeah,
I didn't know that one. I
Yep.
didn't hear that one. I should say.
There was a very expensive bottle of whiskey for the State Department that I think was gifted by Japan or somebody went missing.
Hmm.
Yep. So let's see here. Will Katie Hobbs become the Arizona governor? Will Katie Hobbs become the Arizona governor?
I don't know who she is.
I don't know who she is either, but I'm doing a blind read.
Yeah.
$56, $10,000, $5,800 bottle of whiskey from Japan. I could not imagine drinking something that costs that much. Like, just take your money and put it in a trash can and set it on fire. I mean, really, like, you're gonna drink it and piss it out anyways, you know?
That's a lot of money. There's an elevation of a man. That's what I get. I've got the Knight of Wands and the Hangman. There's some progression, but it's stuck. This is complete male energy, though. Emperor, King of Cups, King of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. Yeah, there's a man elevated. Is what I get.
Yeah, she's too small. I get. She's the challenge is for her to have strength. There's a man that people love more. I feel like she gets offered something though, whether it's in Department of Justice or something like that. I feel like she gets offered something or a committee or something.
I get yes, she wins. People are passionate, very energetic, and they move forward. But I get a yes.
Yeah, the grocery store I worked at, they sold bottles that were 2,000. And okay, side note. She was in here earlier. Yoda, Reflections of My Shadow, sent me 4 bottles of wine to taste, right? And so I got my Blanche Devereaux cup that Becca sent me. So it says, "Quiet, you trash." So I poured my stuff in there. And like, okay, so here's the bottle and it's like filled to the top. Once I stopped pouring, it was like down to here. I'm like, oh, good Lord. So when you pay $2,000 for something that you get 1 glass of stuff out of, I can't do that. No.
I couldn't either. Do you know how many months worth of food that would put in your fridge, or to just blow it all and hey, let's drink a $5,600 bottle of wine? No.
That's
No.
Payments.
That's just stupid. So let me see. Oh, that was the night I asked you if you needed a cab. I didn't realize that you had poured yourself a glass that big, Johnny.
I poured and I'm like, okay, let's pour it. I don't drink. So I'm like, let's pour it to the, to where it doesn't overflow, but let's pour it. And then when I brought the bottle back this way, I'm like, it's gone now.
That's a big glass.
It was. I drank it all too. And I was not drunk.
You were not drunk?
No,
I was over here.
I made it up the steps.
Do I need to call you a cab?
Call him a Uber Lyft.
Like, this is my address. I can't get up the steps. I Meanwhile, I'm talking into the lamp the whole time. So it's like, no.
Daddy, you know what I'm going to get you? I'm going to get you one of those little carts for the old people so that they can get up and down the stairs.
And then I'll be sitting there and fall out the front of it, probably.
No, it comes with a seatbelt. All you do is like you sit in the little chair, you
still have to be cognitive enough to put the seatbelt on.
And then you push a little button and it just up the stairs. Johnny, yes. And then you're going to video it and put it on YouTube so we can all laugh at you.
That would be the bad thing, is because when you get drunk and you got electronics in your house, that is not a good combination. Then what's that man named Mel Gibson who was on the floor with his cheeseburger? That's all I need.
Rudy Giuliani, he butt dials drunk all the time.
Be in the kitchen on the floor, just naming names.
Oh my gosh. Are you doing another cooking show anytime soon? That was really fun. No?
No.
Damn it.
I'm waiting for y'all to do y'all's.
Okay. Next question. Will Madison Carthorn win re-election in 2022? Madison Carthorn of North Carolina.
Hawthorne, isn't it?
I don't know. The person wrote Carthhown.
Carthorn. I forget how to.
Will he win re-election in 2022? Madison Carthorn. Will you win re-election in 2022?
Well, for right now, I get yes.
I get yes too, my friend.
8 of Cups, 8 of Wands. There is one person who may back off or back down. 7 of Wands, defending the Magician. So the power to elevate oneself or the power to successfully. And then it ends in the Ace of Cups and 2 of Cups. So there's like a cooperation. So I get a yes.
I get a yes too. I get all the all my aces are yes cards. Somebody else walks away. It's his message. It's his messaging that gets him elected.
Is that wheelchair kid that lied about how he ended up in the wheelchair?
I think it is.
I get that he wins. There's a lot of loyalty and respect for him. Not well deserved, but alrighty. The current polls are showing that Biden is losing support. His polling numbers are going down because of the whole situation with the pandemic, thanks to the Republicans who just spread disease, and also from withdrawing from Afghanistan, which you can blame the media because nobody gave 2 shits about Afghanistan for the last 20 years. Okay, so will this impact the midterm elections?
I'm like Jenn. I think I got a card.
Yeah. I could have a few cards under Lucy and I wouldn't know. Big fur ball on the table.
I get that it impacts the House. Which, I don't know if we have time, but I wanted to read on that too. Patrick Maloney, a few weeks ago, told members of his committee, whatever committee he's on, that, we need to step up our game because the polls right now, if the elections were this week, we would lose the House. And nobody's taking him seriously.
I get that it is temporary and clouded, but it elevates in the end. The 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups is bad now because it's kind of supposed to be. because there's bad stories out. So, but it elevates in the end.
Oh yeah, the kid that we were just reading on, Madison Carthorn. I just saw it there. Yeah, he lied about his military service.
Yeah. It's a tower moment for him right now in America, but I get that it's going to come to an end because there's other things, other information that's going to be shared, and his impact with COVID actually kind of secures him a little more. So for those that are running, I think, I'm getting my Nancy Pelosi card. So I think you're right, Becca, like it might impact the House a little bit, that they've got to work hard to defend their seats in the House. But in general, I get he gets his strength back.
I get that it impacts the House. The results impact the House. So with that story of Patrick Maloney telling the committee, we need to get our shit together or we're going to lose the House, like their internal polling shows that they would get their clocks rung if the elections were held right now for the House of Representatives. Will the Democrats maintain the majority in the House of Representatives after the midterm elections?
Now, because my thing is always, midterms are always a change for every president. It seems like.
Yeah, it always swings, except for that 10-year period under Obama, and then when it went to Trump. Republicans controlled both the House and the Senate until the midterms under Trump. So that was 10 years under Republican control. And for some reason, Democrats can't figure out how to freaking win elections. They just can't do it. They can't figure it out.
It always swings after the president takes office. So we had a Democrat with Obama for 8 years, and then
but we lost.
Trump comes in, and then as soon as we get halfway through Trump's turn, it switched. So
that was 10 years, Jen. Well, 8 years. 8 years because they lost it in the midterms. So 6 years under Obama and 2 under Trump. 8 years of Republican control in the House and in the Senate.
Yeah, but that's expected. And then after Trump was in, it flipped again after 2 years. That's what it usually does. But the president maintains it for like 2 years and then it's gone. I
just find it absolutely repulsive that with as horrible as the Republicans are showing you how they are, that the Democrats can't capitalize on that and maintain power and just be like, yeah, give it to the crazies here who would be more than happy to impeach Biden for wearing a green tie. I don't get it.
Well, because most states don't have major big cities. Like the big cities tend to be Democrat, and you get out in the rural areas and it tends to be Republican. So,
and all the gerrymandering, but yet, we just had the thing that happened with redistricting a couple of weeks ago. Did you hear anything about any of the Democrats doing anything about that? Nope.
They don't have any power.
I don't care. They had the House. They could have said, we can do all this to stop all this redistricting, but yet they didn't. They're putting all their eggs in this one basket for voter non-suppression laws to overturn what the Republicans are doing. But you just let them gerrymander the shit. Like this is what a district is going to look like.
They don't have power in the states, Becca. We don't have
a district, and this is how they're going to gerrymander it.
Yeah, I know. I live here in Chicago where they gerrymander the crap around the suburbs here, but it's like they don't own the houses at the state level. Like Illinois tends to vote Democrat, but the state, it's all Republican. It's all Republican.
Yeah,
Chicago makes the state go Democrat, like in the big elections, but when you get down to the local stuff, it's all Democrats in our state Senate.
And there's another problem is Republicans vote.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get Democrats to actually care about their own states and then their government. They can complain that, oh, we don't like this president, but did you go at a state level and do anything? Not the national election, your state elections. Did you do anything? Oh, P.S. You said you were going to say something about the ballot. The California.
Oh. For those of you here in California, check your ballot in the mail. As per the California Democratic Party, the very first question on the ballot: should Governor Newsom be recalled? You have a choice of yes or no. Only fill out question number 1 and fill it out as no. That is per the California Democratic Party. So only answer question 1 and answer it no and send it back. And please do not sit on this. It is very important. We run the risk of having a crazy QAnoner Republican governor. Oh, and by the way, Dianne Feinstein, one of our senators who's got one foot in the grave, who's been ill, if she kicks the bucket and we have a Republican governor, guess what happens? The Republican governor gets to seat the freaking next senator, which would give the Senate back to Mitch McConnell. Okay, so please, question number 1, vote no, leave the rest of it blank, sign and date your ballot on the return envelope, put it in the mailbox, and get it out there as soon as possible. That's all I got to say.
So I get that they protect the Senate. It's going to be slim. I get it's a fight to defend it. It's slim, but I get that the Republicans, it's hard work, but they hang on to it. But I think they're going to lose some seats. I think some shift, but I think I get that the House stays blue.
I get some loss, but it's a slim majority now. But yes, they still have it, but there's some loss there.
Trust me, suburban housewife, we've been trying to get Feinstein out for freaking decades now. But I get that there's a man that oversees a big party. And it's a man. Manipulative, sly, and cunning. So I don't know. Maybe I wasn't focusing on the question correctly. But that's what I get.
Your mood might have reflected into the cards a little.
God, I mean, I just think like the Republican Party has gone off the cliff. They're way past crazy town. They are like, they're not even in this galaxy. They're somewhere out there, way the hell out there doing something else. I could not imagine giving these people power at all.
We should have been stopping gerrymandering under Bush when we had the House and Senate. Mm-hmm. Because we had the Dems were in power under Bush. So they have for years not handled the gerrymandering that's going on.
Nope, they do nothing. Final question comes from Jenny. That's our funny question of the evening.
For anybody that saw my post I shared on my community tab of a cat that hauled off and slapped the dog when the dog farted in his sleep. Why are farts so funny?
Why are farts funny?
It makes me laugh. I can't help it.
I don't know. I don't think farts are funny. Not from Matt, not from Moose, they stink.
Because like the cat, it's not funny when somebody else does it.
Oh, it's such a funny noise.
As my a person I used to work with, as they used to call it, when someone butt trumpets, then it's like it's for whatever reason the sound to them is just funny. But there is still, no matter how old we are, there's still a little bit of immaturity. There is still a little bit of this is going to automatically be funny to some people, like people falling down. That's not funny. And yet when we see it, there's a reaction. When people call it, man, Hot Wheels. And they call him that because he's in a wheelchair. And that shouldn't be funny, but I laugh every time. So there's something in us that just laughs at things and we can't help it. It's just a part of the human makeup. We have to accept it or suppress it, but don't suppress laughter. That's a very bad thing.
Is Hot Wheels supposed to be derogatory?
I just think that since he's in a wheelchair, maybe that's not the greatest thing to call him, but I laugh every single time.
Because my little sister is also in a wheelchair and she calls herself Hot Wheels.
I just can't.
I didn't know if it was derogatory. I mean, I'd call her and I'd be like, dude, stop calling yourself that.
I think that you shouldn't call people Hot Wheels.
That's what she calls herself.
I know.
I was like, okay. I never thought anything about it.
So I get it's an overindulgence, and once it's completed, then everybody's asking like, who did it, while everybody's walking away and nobody's claiming.
It clears the room. I get that. It's because it's something that's health related that everybody experiences that causes some maybe some finger pointing, like I didn't do it, they did it, you know? Blame the dog.
Yeah, everybody should have a dog. Blame the dog.
Blame the dog. And everybody knows that you might get the shits later because this has to do with the colon. The colon and the intestines. Something interrupted your colon and your intestines, buddy. For an enema.
Next Sunday, we need lots of questions because we're doing the live stream charity stream, and then we're doing the regular Sunday night with Lena. So y'all have to give us lots of questions for next Sunday.
Yes, lots of questions.
We'll be posting early since we got 2 days.
Run down the times again. Sunday
at 1 Eastern, 12 Central is on my channel with Linda G, Johnny, and Becca for the fundraiser for Feeding America. And then Sunday night is on Johnny's channel, Tarot's Apprentice, with Lena Rodriguez joining us.
Mm-hmm. And then we go to reading with Tony from Shining Hawk.
Now, she is going to put together it'll be on my channel, but it'll be her live stream, basically. She is trying to put together a fundraiser for Haiti in the earthquake.
That'll be a good one.
So that's what we're going to do.
All right, everybody, we're off for tonight. Thank you so much for all the super chats. Really appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. Keep it light. Try to laugh. Don't have to be so serious all the time and get mucked up in the nastiness that's going on out there. So I hope we were entertaining.
Go watch the fart video. It's funny.
Go watch the fart video. Very, very, very funny. All right, you guys. Everybody have a good night. Bye-bye.